Hello guys, how are you? I hope you are doing good. And today I want to look at the euro, the fundamental aspect of euro, and we see what to expect because I was trying to look for a short position, but today, man, look at this. This is just one of the daily candle pushing so hard to the upside, and definitely that's because of that liquidity. But anyway, let's look at the fundamentals ideas and see what we have. So I will look at I'm going to look into the commitment of traders report. Let's see what the tellers are doing here. I could move this. Okay. So here for the COT, and this one is more advisable and visible on the weekly time frame. So here, as we can see that the first idea, we get to see that the retailers are bullish, as you can see here. They are bullish, and every time if you look at what they are doing, here you can see they are extremely bullish. Here they were bullish. So we know that every time retailers are bullish, we will get some drops like here. They're very bullish. Every time they are buying, we'll get a drop like here. They were buying. For this, when they're buying and look at the line, the price will do the opposite. Then here, this is a small move. Here, here. This just the to back test and see what these guys are doing. So probably next week we are still bearish on euro. So that every time we have these guys becoming bullish, the price will just do the opposite. As you can see here, as you can see on this one here. So looking at how these guys, what they are doing, you can see every time they are becoming bullish, price will drop. So looking at the most recent area here, can again see that retailers are getting more bullish. And if they are getting more bullish, then we should expect ourselves to get some drop to the downside. So looking into that, this means that we're going to get some drops to the downside. So we can look into other, we can look at the non-commercials and want to see what the non-commercials are doing. So look at this and then go to non-commercial. Though the report will be out on Friday, but on Saturday, but tomorrow I might prepare to look for sales. So you can see this is what I want to see. You can see this. Whatever what we are seeing here is that these are the net positions, and what is happening here. If I zoom in, you can see we're getting a divergence of high low here. And if we're getting this high low, these are the commercials that are abandoning their long positions. And you look at the market is doing the opposite. The market is still pushing higher. The market is still pushing higher, as you can see. So this is a fake move to the upside, and you should expect some drop to the downside. That's according to the non-commercials. And if we look at the commercials now, let's see commercials. Look at the commercials that are bearish. And if you want to see how bearish they are, we can compare them with the COT index, strength index here. And you can see they are extremely bearish on this other end. And every time if you backtest, if you look at every time retailers, these are the commercials who are down here, retailers are still bullish there. So look at this area. See, commercials are bearish, and here retailers are on the other end. And you can even back test. Look at this one. Last time they were here and selling, you can see we got that big move to the downside. And look at where again here commercials were selling, and down here on the index they were bearish, and you can see we're able to get that move drop to the downside. Look at the index here, we were down here, and look at that price dropping. Look at here, commercials were bearish, and look at this one, they were bearish, price came in. So you can backtest this one, can go as far as because it's like you're back up to 2022. It's easy to backtest, but don't want to make this video long. So looking at remove this. So looking at the commercials here, when you look at the commercials here, you get to see that these guys are bearish, and the price there is faking to the upside. So we're going to get, we're likely to get a drop to the downside, but I don't know where. So having that idea, let's look into valuation. And valuation, we're going to look at the value of, mostly I want to focus on the dollar. Do we have the interest rates here? Also, it has a bigger impact there, but I don't want to look into that. I just want to focus on the dollar. Looking at this one, guys, even on the weekly time frame, the dollar is still overvalued. And let me show you every time the dollar is overvalued. Let's first look at the normal, the standard way. The standard way, you can see the dollar is just becoming overvalued, which means that the euro mine is going to drop. We are almost overvalued. As you can see, we are almost there. Here we were overvalued and we got that drop. Here we were overvalued and we got the drop. Every time we got overvalued, sorry for that. Every time we were overvalued. Look at this one here. Drop, press, went low again and it dropped again. Took some time and it dropped again, but this one was the impact of the bonds. If you look at this one here, the bonds were again here overvalued. The bonds were overvalued. And looking at the current price, look at this, even the bonds are almost overvalued there. Overvalued, a nice drop. Overvalued, the dollar alone, a drop. Bonds were overvalued here. Interest rates, and you see it got another drop. Look at this one again, we are overvalued versus the treasury bonds, we got another drop. I mean, this purple line is the interest rate. Here, if we look at the dollar here, it was overvalued, we got another drop. Here, this kind of opposite to each other. So on this one, I'll keep looking at, because the major impact is on the dollar, because the dollar has almost 80% negative correlation. So if you look at this one, there's the dollar that is undervalued, but because I'm looking at only things that are overvalued, because right now I'm overvalued. Look at that, the dollar was overvalued, and that was a nice drop. Again, where else? Here, overvalued. You can see price dropped all the way. Where were we overvalued again? Here. Look at this one. Overvalued here. 1, 2, 3, at least 4 days. A drop here. Overvalued. You can see every time we're overvalued, we used to get that big drop to the downside. And even lastly, here, this is the dollar. And you can see the dollar, on the moment the dollar is overvalued, we got that big drop. So looking at the market here, current market that are approaching overvalued, this means that we're going to get a very nice drop. That's according to valuation. So at some point, like my bias right now, I'm bearish. Let's look at the seasonality. Let's see what do we expect on seasonality. Let's see if we're going to get a drop according to seasonality. So according to seasonality, you can see the focus It's not really perfect, but showing you that like I'm gonna delay a little bit, but you can see we still have that same focus of getting a massive big drop to the downside. So that's just the idea there. So because the dollar has a close relation with the euro, so I'm going to look at also the dollar itself, and I want to see what is happening on the dollar because I want to go short on euro. So to move this, and we will look at the dollar first. Let's go higher time frame. Look at the COT. So what are the retailers doing? If you look at this one now, retailers are doing the opposite. They are bearish. You can see here, bearish, which means that we should get a push to the upside. Bearish, push to the upside. Every time these guys are selling, the price will always just do the opposite. You'll see some green candles there. But this one, look at that. Here, price went higher. Here, price went higher. And even here, you can see price pushed up. Even from here, price went higher. So this one to me is very clear. I know that the moment they are bearish, that is it. So let's look at what we call the commercials. Hope they are now pointing to the upside than commercials because price, as much as you can see price looking more bearish. Let's see, are these guys abandoning their long position, their short position? Yes, we can see a divergence of lower low. The other side, you're having the high low. So these guys are now diverting from long positions. And let's look at the commercials and see what are the commercials doing. I hope they're bullish. Though the clear data will come out on weekend. Today is on Thursday. But you can see these guys are a bullish push pointing to the upside. So let's compare with the index. Index definitely it will update, but you can see on the index we're not. These guys are not yet bullish. They are not yet up here, but they are pushing to the upside. Let me look at the 3 years period of time. This one 52 weeks. I just want to see long term. What are these guys doing? Wow, and you can see long term, these guys are bullish, getting more bullish. You can see when they are crossing the green line where retailers are down here. So commercials are extremely bullish, and this means that we're going to get that turn. So having that idea, so let's look into technicals part of this pair. So first of all, if I look at on this pair, I'll go to a bigger time frame, a monthly, and I want to make sure that if I'm bullish, I want to be bullish, then I need to hit a proper demand. So when you look at the dollar is here. We are extremely bullish, not bullish. I apologize, guys. I don't know where my mind is at. We are in a demand zone. We are in a proper demand according to the monthly time frame. And here we expect the price to push to the upside. But I'll do my technical analysis later using the smart money concept. But this one, I'm just looking at it using demand and supply. But let's use our obvious concept and see where the price is. So when I look at this market, and I can tell that this price, it's been bearish according to the monthly time frame. And if it's been bearish, this is the inducement here. Inducement, lower low, lower high, break of structure, boss. That's the boss with the protected high. This first the inducement. Inducement taken out, this the lower low, lower high, because we have a break of structure here. And again here we have an inducement. Hello. close up here, we get what we call a change of character. Choke. So price started pushing higher. You see here, this is the inducement. Inducement, high, 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 low, record structure. Record structure here. This is the boss. And from this one, we get to see this is an inducement, a low that pushes the price higher. It is an inducement. Then here we have the high, high. The protected low is broken. We get a change of character. Choke, and this means that we become bearish again. This is just the high. It is an inducement. But this inducement was never taken out, so where do we have an inducement? Was this inducement taken out? Yeah, it was taken out. The inducement was taken out. This is our lower low, lower high. Record structure there. Once we have that record structure, where's our new inducement? Our new inducement is here. Then we have our lower low here. Price breaks the protected high, this one, and closes up there. We get a change of character. You see there, that's the shift, the upside, which means that this is the change of character. And this means that we are going to the upside, and this is just the low, pushing the price higher, which acts as an inducement. IDM is a high. And if you look at this price, the last sell before the buy here, we do this is just what we call the order flow mitigation. Order flow mitigation, price taps on it and goes to the upside. It's a break of structure. Boss is a low because price come here and went higher. So according to the euro, according to the dollar, this one here, I'm still bullish. As much as one thing that we have here, we don't have an inducement. We don't have an inducement, and the monthly inducement is this one. This is a monthly inducement. And the price is supposed to take out that inducement. But one problem that we have here is that fundamentals are pointing to the upside. So price maybe might try to go higher, take out this high before we get another drop to the downside, takes out inducement, and eventually buy to the upside. So for now, we'll have to focus here because that's where the fundamentals are at as for now. So this means that right now, we are sitting on this demand, and this is a monthly zone. Right, this is a monthly zone, so you can refine it to daily time frame. Yes, on the monthly zone, you can see that's like an order flow, but on daily time frame, and bring it to here. Just around here. So like this, it's well refined on a monthly time frame, and you can see it's now tapped. Once it's tapped, to expect the price to go up according to fundamentals. This is our demand here. So if this demand is gonna hold and push the price higher, then this means that we want to see the euro also being in a supply zone and go to the downside. So this is the demand. So let's look at the euro. We'll go directly to the euro USD, and we're going to look at the euro USD as well. First of all, let's look at the euro future. On the euro future, this is a euro future. So on the euro future, we're going to look at it from the monthly time frame as well. And this is how euro looks like. And you can see that according to this, the euro future, this is how the euro future looks like. We can only see the most recent levels, like the inducement taken out, high, high low, break of structure, which is a boss. And we need inducement here, inducement, high, confirmed, breaking that structure. This is a change of character to the downside. Now here, according to the monthly time frame, use the inducement taken out, the low, the high, then price breaks this protected this area, which is a break of structure, boss. Then here we have, in this market here, we're supposed to have an inducement, which is this one. This is the inducement that was supposed to be taken out. So when this inducement is supposed to be taken out, this means that on this area, we need to take out that inducement that is according to the monthly time frame. But one problem we have is that the euro, according to fundamentals, is that we're supposed to look for a sell. So we have to look for an area. If I zoom in on this area of inducement, first of all, I can see that this area was taken out. There's a sweep here. So the OB that we have here, this will be the area of interest. So we'll mark at this candle. But look at this candle has already been mitigated. So if this area has been mitigated, we can see that the euro is also sitting on a monthly demand zone. And this demand zone has been violated. This means that we need to look at a proper zone that this market can go in. So let's see, we have another zone here. So I'll go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we see the refined monthly zone has already been violated. And we have another zone in the left. See here, we can define this zone to here. So we have this zone here on the weekly, and this is a zone that price is likely to push in. And just before that, that's according to a bigger time frame, so we might not go there. Once this level is mitigated, let's go on daily time frame first of all and look at any other zone. So if we have this zone which has been violated, let remove this one. Go back. Okay. So there's this other zone here. Let me mark the wider version of it. This one. This is how the whole zone is supposed to be, but we'll mark only the unmitigated candle. This according to daily, this is the demand that I have. The price can push, not demand, but the supply. If price can push in here, then that's when I want to go short, but the zone has been used before. So if this zone has been used before, then this means that I don't have here. So I'll remove this. So let's see if we have another zone. So, okay, here, there's this zone, and here. So here you can separate this one into this, that. And once we have this zone here, then we have this particular supply. Price needs to go in this particular zone. So looking at this area up here, this is area that I want to see it being tapped because it has been tapped a little bit. So the next move, market will likely push in properly. So I'll do this. This is now my zone. It has been only tapped a very small part of it, and if we try to refine the zone a little bit more, and start from the body like here, start from here. See, this is now a fresh zone that has not been used. And if that's the area, this is where I want to see this euro go to. This euro will need to push itself into that particular zone, and the zone above there, I'm not interested. I'm not interested to anything above that zone. Not interested to anything above there. So as fundamentals have pointed to the downside. So this is where I want to see the euro pushing itself a little bit higher. Once we hit this level, then we want to go down. So this is the euro future. So let's look at the euro USD itself. What does it say? Euro USD. Now look at the euro USD. We know very well that from the monthly time frame, they are bearish. So I'm not going to start from far, but I'm going just to point out that according to the monthly time frame, we have this graph. Both inducement, no low, no high. And here again, according to this, we look at this one, this where we have a monthly OB. Price has hit that level twice, so you can just refine that level. Daily time frame. We refine it on daily, then probably weekly. This is a zone that I have here. But this one has been tapped a little bit, so let me refine it on daily time frame. On daily time frame, and have my candle here. This is where I want to go short. This is where I want to go short. This is my daily demand. And probably the candle that has not been mitigated with this one. We have to mark the unmitigated zone. And if I mark that one like that, I see that the price is almost there. Price just almost the zone, almost in the zone. So we'll have to wait. Price can push back into that particular zone. That's where I'll go short. So tomorrow I might have to see how the market will play out tomorrow being on Friday. But a long-term position, I'm waiting to go short once the euro hits that particular level. So once we hit that level, there's a place I look for a short position. They continue pushing to the downside. So otherwise, guys, let's see how the price will play out. This is just my idea that I'm sharing. But when it comes to trading, use the lower time frames. Otherwise, have a nice week ahead. Comment, like, share, and ask any question you might have.